and welcome to episode 14 of my Crochet and Knitting podcast. So I'm sorry this is a bit late, but it is half term at the moment, so it's a bit hard to get things recorded. So I've had to ask my 5-year-old nicely if he'd play in his room for a little bit. So anyway, here I am recording a podcast. So this is my space where I share all the crafty things that I've been up to and been working on. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Sam and I live in Norwich in the east of England with my 2 boys and my husband. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. So my podcast follows like a typical format in where I share what I've been up to that's craft related, any finished items that I've finished, any WIPs, also known as works in progress, and any purchases and plans. So there is a lot, and that will probably be quite a large portion of the segment. And then lastly, I share all the crafty things that I have planned. So what have I been up to? So I have recently been to the Summer Wool Festival. That is the first time I've ever been. For those who don't know, the Summer Wool Festival is held in Ampthill near Bedford. And yeah, I had such a lovely time. I booked a weekend ticket, so I went the Saturday and the Sunday. For me, it took 2 hours to drive there, which I didn't think was too bad, but I probably wouldn't travel much further if I was to drive. For, you know, an event like that. I've only ever been to the East Anglian Yarn Festival. So where it differs is that the Summer Wool Festival is held in a school. So basically there's 2 marquees, there's a few buildings, quite a few buildings. There's a sports hall, an atrium, another hall, like a corridor. So there's many different places around this school where the vendors have their stalls. Where that differs from the East Anglian Yarn Festival is that it's just held in one big space. So yeah, I quite like the layout of this festival. If it was busy in a particular area, you could go somewhere else where it is perhaps less busy. Although it was quite busy, to be fair. I went both days, as I said, and I did find the Sunday was just a little bit quieter. So it gave me a chance to proper, do some shopping and that I did. So would I go again? Probably, because yeah, I had a really good time and it was a nice sort of solo trip that I took. And I did meet some people who I knew there as well. So that was one of the things I've been up to. Another thing that I've been doing is running my weekly craft group with my friend Ellie. I mention this every time, but it is on a Tuesday at the Bull Pub in Helston, which is just outside of Norwich. So if you are local to the area and you're looking for a local craft group, send us a message. You are more than welcome to attend. The only thing I would say is it is closed for 5 days. So depending on when I get my podcast out, it may have been and gone, I don't know. But the 12th of August, which is tomorrow, it is closed because they're changing over hands. But we will be back to craft group next Tuesday, which will be the 19th of August. And then the most recent thing that I've been up to is I attended Ellie's pop-up shop. So that's Craft House Magic. She had a pop-up shop at Venetia's yarn shop, which I've been to before because Shannon from Blue Fern Yarns had a pop-up about a month ago, I want to say. So yeah, I attended that and just stayed for a little knit and natter, which is lovely. But yeah, I do enjoy attending sort of events like that with like-minded people. Yeah, it just gives you that little happy feeling inside. So anyway, that is what I've been up to. Let's move on to finished items because I do have one. So that is living in my coffee and yarn cakes bag. So I'm not sure if she does this version anymore, but go check her out. She has lots of fun sort of fabrics and it's a very well made bag as well. It's lightly padded, but I'm not here to talk about the bag. I'm talking about what's inside the bag. So inside the bag is my dragon wing shawl. So I'm saying it's a finished item, but I haven't actually blocked it. So is it classed as a finished item? So these are the colours that I've got left. I've only got sort of 1 or 2 grams, I want to say, of each colour. So yeah, these are just scraps in a bag at the moment. So the colours I used for this was Ellie's, I'll put a picture up here, Craft House Magic's Blue Lagoon Fade. So These are gorgeous colours, aren't they? So I will link these down below if you want to go check them out, because they are gorgeous colours. You get 12 20-gram minis in the set, and yeah, I just think they make a lovely fade. And well, I'm about to show you what I made with them. Okay, so just bear in mind this is not blocked. You can't see the full extent of the pattern and how it's supposed to look, but I'll show you anyway because I finished working on it. It's just the blocking that I need to do. So it's very long. Okay, I'll start here. So this is the lightest of the colours. And then as we get wider, the panels become sort of a bit shorter. Oh, don't they look lovely? I love that. So you can kind of see on this bit here where you've got the eyelet details. So if I just stretch them out a little bit, they're supposed to have like corners. So it's a dragon wing shawl. But yeah, hang on. I did my best. So yeah, isn't that lovely? I just love the colours. So this is designed for Ellie's advent calendar. So she's doing a Dragon's Trove advent calendar. I'm not sure if the listing, she did open the listing again, but I'm not sure if that's closed. But go check out her website to have a look if that's something you're interested in. But this at the moment is going to be an exclusive pattern for her advent calendar. So Ellie's doing a knitted pattern and I have done a crochet pattern. So obviously everyone that buys advent calendars aren't always knitters, you know? So it's good to give like a crochet option. So anyway, this is the finished shawl. So it is very long and it isn't blocked at the moment. So yeah, don't these colours look amazing? I really don't know how to wear shawls because I tend to wear them as scarves, but this would actually be a very long scarf, to be honest. Look at all them blues in there. So yeah, as I said, it's not blocked. So at the moment it's like a bit of a flimsy mess. But as soon as it's blocked, hopefully, you know, that zigzag will come out. So it's been ready for about a week. I haven't blocked it yet because I don't know if I've got enough pins. I think I'll have to do the blocking in stages, to be honest, because it's very long. And because of the like zigzaggy edge, like the detail on the edge, I think I might have to, you know, use quite a few pins to do that. Yeah, we'll see. I might have to do it in 2 stages. But anyway, I just love all these colours. And yeah, it would just look lovely in the winter, won't it? So once this is blocked, they should hopefully sort of pop. Yeah, you can kind of see that. So yeah, that is the dragon wing shawl. So all I need to do now is get the pattern written up and find some testers to test the pattern out. So yeah, it's a very basic crochet stitch. It's mostly treble crochets in the UK terms. US term is double crochet. So yeah, it's a very simple shawl, to be honest, but it looks very effective and a great way to use up advent yarns too. So now moving on to works in progress. So I'm not sure how much I've done of this, but it's currently living in my redesigned Project 9 bag. I did recently do a video on redesigned dupes, you know, that's like this one. I know Redesigned has many different styles of bags, but I was mainly focusing on the Project 9 and bags that looked similar to this. So yeah, I will link it down below if you want to go check that out, because there are a lot of bags very similar at like half the price. So anyway, the project in here, I will show you. So in here, it's holding 2 cakes and my project. Okay, so I clearly didn't finish a row. I'm not sure why. Anyway, I'll show you like this. So yeah, this is my right around the corner shawl. I'm not sure I've actually done much of this recently. I don't think I have, but this is the progress. And this is what it's supposed to look like. So I won't go into much detail of this because I don't think I've actually worked much on it. But yeah, that was right around the corner shawl. And the yarn I'm using is by Lay Family Yarn. Next work in progress is living in this bag from the Little Grey Girl, and that is my litmus cowl. So again, I'm not sure how much I've done on this in the last 3 to 4 weeks, but this is the progress. This is a project that I have on the go as easy knitting. So whenever I'm in like a social situation where I don't want to think too much on the project, this is what I take along. So this is the litmus cowl, patterned by Jude Harper, and the yarn I'm using is Yarn Smith's Merino DK. So the original pattern is written for 4-ply, however I just modified it slightly and just cast on slightly less stitches. I think I cast on 90. And then yeah, it's just literally knitting in the round. So again, I won't go into too much detail because again, I don't think I've worked much on it, but yeah, just love the colours of these. So I've got teal colours in there and then blues, and then I'm just repeating them until it's long enough really. I think I want it long enough to wrap around twice, I don't know. So it's this long at the moment. Yeah, it may be long enough to sort of wrap around twice, because that'd be quite snug, won't it? But anyway, that is my litmus cowl. So now to talk about the WIPs that I have been working on quite a lot. So, okay, so there's one WIP that I haven't shown you because I frogged it. So that was the baby blanket that I was knitting up that looked like a Mamas and Papas blanket, if you can remember me talking about that or showing you the progress. So I decided to frog that project because I wasn't enjoying the process. It was like a self-drafted pattern to look like a Mamas and Papas blanket, and so some of the sections was stockinette, some was garter stitch. The garter stitch part was absolutely fine, you know, enjoyed that because it's just knitting, isn't it? But when it came to the stockinette portion, obviously one side is knit and the other side is purl, and I just didn't like the purling, and because there was quite a few stitches, yeah, I just wasn't enjoying it. I can purl, but it's, I don't know, it's just the motion that I don't really like. I can't explain it. So I have repurposed the yarn, and that is still going into a baby blanket. It's just crochet. So I'll show you that now. It's not actually living in a project bag. It's literally in a little organza bag that you get from the Wool Warehouse. But anyway, I'll show you the progress so far. So again, I'm using Yarn Smith's Merino DK. It's a very nice yarn and very affordable actually. I did go on to Wool Warehouse the other day to have a look, and I think it's £3 a ball. I think full price is supposed to be £5, which still isn't that bad if you ask me, but it's 100% merino, so yeah, very cost effective. But anyway, I'll show you the progress. So this is the progress of the blanket. So I've literally just done like a granny ripple blanket. It's granny clusters, you know, the clusters of 3 treble crochets, UK terms, a cluster of 3 double crochet if you're in the US. But yeah, I love these colours. I went for like a bit of a baby rainbow effect, and I think they look really nice, especially with like the white in between to break it up. But yeah, it's ever such a simple pattern, and probably a tutorial that I could put out for you if you're interested, and when I've got a time. But yeah, I just love that. So I'm not sure how much further I'm going to go, because if you can see, I started with the pink and I've just gone past the pink again because I've used all the colours I have for the blanket. But if I did all of the colours again, it would be quite a long one, even though you can fold it over. I'm not sure yet, but you know, I might repeat a few of the patterns down here and then stop, because you know, it's that big so far. Yeah, we'll see, but I just really like that. And that is for my niece or nephew who is actually due right at the end of August, so not long to go, about what, 2-3 weeks. So yeah, this should be done in time for when they're born, as like a little sort of welcome home gift to the baby. I have been trying to weave in as I go, so I've currently got these ends here, but I have been good and woven my ends in so far. It's just when I get carried away, I kind of just knot them. Oh yeah, that's what I do. I knot them together and then I weave them in, just for like a bit of extra security really. But yeah, I might actually go around this with a border in just white. But yeah, I'll see how I feel with the border. Might leave it as it is, or you know, a border might just add a little bit of an extra touch, I think. But yeah, that was my baby granny ripple blanket. So other WIPs that I do have that I have not worked on is my Battenberg blanket. It's literally just joining them together the other way. They are all attached. It's just I'd need to come in the other way to attach them. But yeah, just wanted to remind you that that is still on my radar. And then I've also got the Minecraft blanket that I'm making for my 5-year-old son. So I've made all of the squares. I just literally need to join them together. But doing that, it does take some time, and it is something that I want to get done for the winter. That's maybe like an autumn project to, well, I say project, it is mainly done, it's just joining them together. But I might pick that up again sort of in the autumn, I think. So they're 2 WIPs that's on my radar but that I haven't worked on. And then my last WIP, which is probably what I've worked on the most, because me and my knit group, well, not everyone, but a few of the ladies in my knit group are doing the Geddy tea together. So we started that at not the beginning of July, that was the 6th of July we started that. And my Geddy tea is living in this project bag. This project bag was made for me by my stepmom Karen. But yeah, I believe she's going to be making more project bags, and I will speak to you about that in a little while. But for now, I'll show you the progress on my Geddy tea. So it's getting there, isn't it? It's very oversized. So the size that I chose worked out to be 48 inches for the bust. And I think I'm about 40 inch bust, I think. So it's 8 inches of positive ease, although the pattern recommends 10 inches of positive ease. So it is very oversized. I don't know how well I can show you. I haven't tried it on, to be honest, but one thing I'm very worried about is if it's going to be just massive on me. So let me try and hold it where it should likely sit. So at the moment, the V is looking like massive. I have yet to pick up stitches for the neckline to do like the ribbing, so it will close that in a little bit, I think. But yeah, anyway. So that is the progress so far. It's above my belly button, so I think I've got quite a bit to do on the length. So anyway, this is the Geddy tea. This is a pattern by Tanis Lavelli of Tanis Fibre Arts. And yeah, basically the construction of this is you do your granny squares, and then you pick up stitches along the edge, and then you basically do the front and back panels, and then join it in the round for the underarm. So that's as much as I've done under the underarm. So the yarn I've used, the yarn in the granny squares is from a mini set by Craft House Magic, and I believe that's the Mixtape Volume 4 minis. But yeah, they're just gorgeous colours, aren't they? And I've paired that with a yarn from Lay Family Yarn. So this is a silk yak merino blend, and it's just absolutely soft. It's all made in a DK weight, bear in mind. So I think that's why it's working up quite quick, because the last garment I made was like a 4-ply / sport weight. And yeah, it took a bit longer. That was the Tolster tee. But yeah, I just hope it's not too oversized. Yeah, I do like things a little bit oversized, but not too much. Do you know what I mean? To make it not wearable. So yeah, I just love the colours of these. So I really hope it turns out all right. But so far, I'm loving the process of this. The fact that you do granny squares and then pick up stitches along the edge. I do just want to say that this hasn't been plain sailing for me. So I did pick up like the back and done short rows. Well, I was just doing it in the middle, weren't I? I wasn't going longer to take it to the edges of the sleeves. So yeah, I had to frog that. And then when I come to, I think it was the second front panel, so I'd done one, and then I come to the other one, and yeah, around here, I think I was just like rapidly increasing. Was I increasing? I don't know, but it made this part here look really weird, and it did not match the other side. So I think I'd done pretty much all of that, and I had to frog it right back. So I'd done all that work for nothing. But I'm glad I frogged it back, because yeah, it just wouldn't have looked as nice as this. It looks very nice and even, and yeah, if I hadn't have frogged it, it would have looked a bit naff, to be honest. So anyway, that is the progress of the Geddy tee. Okay, so they were all my works in progress. Now moving on to purchases and plans with those purchases. So a little disclaimer, I'm an overspender and yarn just gives me that dopamine hit, and I'm not sorry for that. So it's safe to say, because it has been 3 or 4 weeks, I have got a lot of purchases to show you. And I did go to a yarn show, so but one of the first purchases I got from the yarn show was this. So this is a mug by EmXCeramics, and yeah, isn't that beautiful? It's actually similar to that inside, but I won't tip it because my chai latte will spill everywhere. But yeah, it's really nice on the inside as well. And yeah, I just love how, you know, it's just lumpy bumpy here. Yeah, just really rustic sort of feel. But yeah, it's got blues and purples on there, and I really like that. It's a decent sized mug too, so yeah, if you ever spot Emily at a yarn show, go check out her mugs. She did also do like another type of mug that I did highlight this in my Summer Wool Festival vlog, but yeah, she had 2 type of mugs, and I was drawn to another one at first until I saw this one. So who knows, if I see her at a yarn festival again, I might just get that other mug, because it was a really nice one as well. But yeah, this is the one that I purchased. So anyway, let's get on into the yarn purchases. So I'll try and share these purchases in the order that I purchased them in, if I can remember, that is. So the first thing that come in the post was in a sale. So I'll take it out now and cut out the rustling. So this first purchase was by Emily Folds. I believe they're an online yarn shop. I'm not sure if they have a physical yarn shop, but they were at the East Anglia Yarn Festival when I went earlier this year. But anyway, I saw she had a sale going on, so I took a look. And can I just say how lovely that is packaged? Like, it's got her branded sticker, and then it's got a lovely bow, you know, wrapped in tissue paper. So anyway, let's unwrap it and see the yarn. Okay, so I had to just wind one of the skeins up because it started to unravel. So I'll show you. So I got 2 skeins of Malabrigo Noventa. So this is in the colourway Under the Sea, and I have used these before. So I made my twin sister a hat out of this. It was a crochet hat, so it did actually take 2 skeins of this yarn. But yeah, I purchased this because I've used it before. It's a lovely yarn and it makes a great hat. And it was, I want to say, half price. So full price, a skein of this is supposed to be, I want to say, £19. And I think I purchased these for about £10 each in the sale. So I think it was about half price. Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I got basically 2 skeins for the price of one. And yeah, it'll be a lot cheaper to make a hat with now. So yeah, this colourway is called Under the Sea, and it's just like a really sort of deep navy blue with like pops of like a dark teal and dark purple running through it. The purple isn't coming up on camera, but in real life you can see that. So yeah, I bought 2 skeins to go in my stash so that I could make a hat for myself maybe. So they were my first purchases. My next purchase was from my friend Ellie of Craft House Magic. Again, I'll get this out the bag without the rustling. So Ellie has colours of the month, like every month, obviously. And her July colourways I really liked. So yeah, I had to order some. So I'll show you these ones first. So I decided to go for 2 larger skeins of, you know, this particular colour. So this is called Happy Will Be. That's July colour of the month, 2025. So yeah, this is a 4-ply yarn, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% stellina. So yeah, this has got a little bit of sparkle running through it, or both of them have. But yeah, I thought I'd purchase 2 because it's nice and safe to know that I've got enough for like a t-shirt if I want. But I saw the colours and I had to have it. But yeah, they will be going in my stash. And to go with them, I picked up a mini set. So these were the colours of the month, and then I just decided I wanted a few larger skeins in this colour. So the theme for her July colourways was Beyond the Sea. So all of these colours are named after a song, and yeah, Beyond the Sea. So one is Waiting for Me, Birds on High, Far Beyond a Star, and Happy Will Be. So this one is Happy Will Be because I got the larger skeins on that one. So these are 4-ply and they also have stellina in them as well. So I could potentially use these in the same project. I don't know what project they'll be as of yet, but what I like to do is curate a bit of a yarn stash to inspire me when the time comes. I might see a particular pattern, go to my yarn stash and be like, oh yeah, this will become that project, you know, or whatever it will be. But yeah, I really like them colours. I've got this little bag in there as well. Haven't opened it yet. Aww. Wow, that's lovely. Got a little mini skein, and you can see the stellina in that one. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, thanks, Ellie. I got a little wool wash in there as well. Oh, don't they go really nicely together? Oh, this was in the bag as well. Oh, how lovely. And then my next purchase I want to show you was from the Lost Sheep Wool Shop. So that's in Rollesby near Great Yarmouth. And I went along there because I was nearby when I went to a baby shower recently. I'd seen her stand at the East Anglia Yarn Festival before, but I've never visited the shop. And yeah, I really enjoyed looking around. So I would have shown this yarn on a weekly crafting vlog, but I will show you in the podcast if you don't watch those videos. So the first yarn that I bought was this yarn. So this is Karen's Simply Soft. So this is actually an American brand because you can't get this. It's not like readily available in the UK. But anyway, I purchased Karen's Simply Soft, and this is in a really lovely colour. This is in the colourway Ocean. So as you can see, it's a really nice sort of deep teal blue. And I got 2 skeins of this. They're both 100% acrylic, and you get 170 grams in each like roll. But yeah, I thought that would be nice to add to my stash because for an acrylic yarn, it's really soft. So I thought that would just be nice to add to my stash, you know, just to enhance it. So the next yarn that I purchased was these. So this is by Malabrigo, and that's Arroyo in the colourway 164. So yeah, I purchased 2 of these because I was thinking of making some sort of winter neckwear with. That would just look lovely, don't you think? I did say all this in my weekly crafting vlog when I showed these, but yeah, I won't go into too much detail, but I thought I'd show you on here if you don't watch those videos, but I'll show you the colours. It's just very, very speckled and variegated, which I absolutely love in a yarn. But yeah, look at all them colours. It's gorgeous. And then also what I got from her were these Knit Pro Smart Sticks. So yeah, they just go on to any Knit Pro interchangeable needle. But yeah, I purchased the 3.5mm because I'm finding that that's what I knit on the most. And if I've got several projects cast on, I run out of these quite easily. So this is just a spare. So I can have in my set. The next lot of yarn that I purchased was only the other day because I went to Venetia's yarn shop in Fakenham, and Ellie Craft House Magic, she had a pop-up there. So I obviously purchased some yarn. So again, I do cover this in my weekly crafting vlog, although that's the one that's coming out at the end of this week. So you might have not seen it yet. Anyway, I chose these two colours. And how well do they go together? I actually purchased these to go together in like a two skein project, whether that's a stripy t-shirt or a two skein shawl. I was looking on Ravelry when I was at Venetia's yarn shop, and I saw like a brioche shawl. I want to say it's called All About That Brioche, I think. And I might have a go at that because I have recently watched a tutorial by Stephen West on doing brioche. Although he was doing it flat, he wasn't like increasing and decreasing, which is how this shawl starts off, because it works as like a tip and then it goes wider. But anyway, the way he showed it working flat, it did look quite doable, so I might have a go at that at some point. Not just yet, because I don't like to have too many WIPs on the go at one time, because I just get a bit flustered, to be honest. And I do find that if I do have many WIPs on the go at one time, you know, some are just sitting there for ages with no work being done on them. But anyway, that is probably what it will become, a brioche shawl. I didn't mention the colourway names, sorry. So this one here, yeah, first of all, look at those colours, gorgeous. This is in the colourway Trouble, and that is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. In fact, all of the skeins I got from Ellie was on this base. So yeah, beautiful colours. And then this colourway here is Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. I think that's what it's meant to say. But yeah, again, really, really nice colour. And then the next two colours that I got were these two. So not necessarily going to be used in the same project. So I'll talk about them individually. So this one first was my favourite. So this is called I Want That Man. And all of Ellie's yarn is named after songs. But yeah, look at all those gorgeous colours, and I love the speckling in there. Love that. And then this colourway is called Just a Mirage. I just loved how this one was speckled. This one's nice because it's on like a neutral base with just colour pops here and there. So that would be a nice one to use with like a tonal. I'm not saying this one, but you know, if you had like a solid yarn and then this sort of colour to go with it, yeah, I think that would look quite nice. This might actually look quite nice with like a nice teal blue, because where you can see the teal blues in there, adding like a tonal with this, that might look quite nice. But anyway, going back to this yarn, that is in the same 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. So yeah, it does have a little bit of sparkle running through there as well. Not like the camera's picking it up, but it does have a little bit of sparkle in there. And when I brought this home the other day, I did find out that I have exactly the same colourway on a DK base. So yeah, I had purchased the other skein from Ellie from the afternoon tea last year. yeah, I just clearly liked the colour that much, didn't I? But yeah, these are the yarns that I purchased from Ellie from her pop-up shop. And then next, not a yarn purchase, but a project bag. So I did a video the other week on redesigned project bag dupes, and I was going through them and I came across this one. I had to have it, clearly. So this is by the brand Alice Wheeler London, and it's just a little bit smaller than my redesigned Project 9 bag. So when you open it up, it opens seamlessly, to be honest. When you open it up, it's nice and flat, and you've got 2 compartments there as well. So I haven't yet decided what project's going to go in there, but the next time I cast something on that fits in here, it'll most likely go in there. And it's got the branding on the back here as well. So yeah, I love that. Matches my top, although not the colour. Yeah, I clearly am leopard print obsessed. Yeah, I really do like that bag. It's got a lot of room in it for a nice compact size, and when you open it up, it just lays flat. So it's a nice bag to have next to you on the sofa, to be honest, keeping all your cakes in one place. Okay, so next comes my Summer Wool Festival haul. So it's currently filling this East Anglia Yarn Festival tote bag, and yeah, it's quite heavy. So the purchases that I'm about to show you was from the Summer Wool Festival. So I purchased them between 26th and 27th. So the purchases that I'll show you first is what I purchased on the Saturday, and I would have shown you those in the Summer Wool Festival vlog. The only things that I didn't show like in depth was what I purchased on the Sunday. So this one here is by Bellica Yarns. I've since found out she doesn't name her colourways, so it doesn't have a name, but look at these colours. Yeah, that's just gorgeous. And her yarn is only £17.50. This is a 4-ply yarn, superwash merino 75%, 25% nylon, and yeah, you get 425 meters in 100 grams. So as a skein on its own, I thought that looked beautiful. And yeah, you could easily pair that with something else as well. So yeah, that was one of the first purchases I bought. And again from Bellica Yarns were these 2 skeins. So I purchased these from the bargain bin. It's a DK weight, both of these. And yeah, they're just lovely, like a deep teal colour with the odd speck of like dark blue, almost like a black. But yeah, I really liked them both, and they were only £12 each. So yeah, you can't go wrong there. They are 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and you get 200 meters per 100 grams. So when I purchased these 2 skeins, I thought they could make either like a hat or like some sort of cowl as well, like a hat and a cowl maybe. But yeah, they will quite happily sit in my stash, ready for when I'm ready to make winter wear. And then the next skein of yarn I purchased was by Curated Yarn Co. Again, this was in the bargain bin, and this is in the colourway Heartbreaker. So I believe she doesn't do this colourway anymore, and that is why it was in the bargain bin. But yeah, just absolutely loved these colours. Yeah, beautiful. So this one is in a DK base, 75% merino, 25% nylon, superwash. So yeah, you get 225 meters per 100 grams with this one. But yeah, I couldn't leave this behind because I just love the colors. They've just got so many different pinks in there, and then the odd pop of this like really dark burgundy color. Yeah, love that. And then this one was from Blue Fern Yarns, again in the bargain bin. I did find that most of my purchases on the Saturday were purchases that I made because I thought that they might not be there on the Sunday, because Sunday was my shopping day. But anyway, I purchased this one. This is labelled one of a kind. I'm guessing it was supposed to be a different colourway that didn't come out right, but as a skein on its own, it's gorgeous. You know, I love all these colours anyway. So yeah, I purchased it. So this is on Shannon's classic sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. and you get 425 meters per 100 grams. But yeah, that was only £16. Gorgeous. And then the next thing I purchased was this. This is a yarn cake. So this is by Crochet UK, and yeah, it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, 4-ply yarn. So you can see here where it starts off like really deep navy blue. Oh, one of my hairs are in there. So it starts off really deep navy blue, and then it just fades into like purples and then into pinks. But yeah, I just love all of those colours. And I saw a pattern actually which takes up a whole cake of that. So it's this one. It's called the Mystic Fantasy Shawl. It's a crochet one, and it's a bit crumpled because it's been in the bag, but this is what it looks like. So yeah, I've chosen this yarn to make that, and I think that would look really nice, to be honest. Another thing I purchased from Crochet UK, which I haven't actually opened yet, it was a little mystery bag. I want to say it was only like £2, but I haven't opened it yet because it just fell to the bottom of the bag. But let's open it and see what I've got. Oh, they're cute. Yeah, they're just little stitch markers. So I've got 3 of them here, and they're all the same. So yeah, 3 little stitch markers. Pop them in there, keep them safe. And then the next thing I purchased was from Moon Beads. So they do lots of different types of beads for different projects. And I got these ones. So these ones, there's a lovely teal, there's a purple, and then just a silver. So for my round knitting stitch markers, I use these sort of beads. And yeah, I haven't got these sort of colours, so I picked them up, and they look big enough to fit like the jump ring through. But yeah, I purchased these ones to make some of the stitch markers pop. But yeah, I thought they were really nice colours. And then the last thing I purchased on the Saturday was this. So this is a knitting needle case, an interchangeable knitting needle case to be precise. So this is by the brand Mood, and it's in a lovely floral fabric with real leather sort of detailing like here. So yeah, I'll open it up and show you. I have yet to put my interchangeable needles in here. So anyway, when you open it up, it folds out like this, and in here you have some pockets. Got another pocket here, and then along here is where you put your knitting needles. I don't think you can see the slots on here that very well, but there are little slots for your needles to go through. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting all my interchangeable needles in there and giving them a good organise. There's also some pockets up here. I'd be a little bit cautious actually to put anything in both pockets, because A, it will make it extra bulky, and B, if you open it up like this, anything in these pockets are just going to fall right out. But you do also have this part here, and it just opens up like that, you know. Not sure what you'd store in there, because if you think about it, you are folding it up like that. So whatever you put in there, I don't know, maybe patterns, but then I put mine in a folder. So I don't actually know what this bit will be used for, if anything, but it's a little extra compartment. So yeah, zip that up and then fold it. So one thing I just want to note is you've got 2 buttons here, or like poppers. So when you've got hardly anything in it, you can use that one. But if it is getting a little bit bulky, you can use the other one. So then when it puffs out a bit with all your needles, you've got that extra room here. But yeah, I can't wait to organise my needles in this case. And yeah, I'll let you know how I get on with it. So they were all my purchases from the Saturday. Now going on to what I purchased on the Sunday, which, looking next to me, I've got quite a lot of yarn. But I'll start with maybe some of the non-yarny purchases. So the first thing I got was by Sonia Jones. Sonia Jones Crafts. These were only £1 each. So they are like mini skein stitch markers. Some people actually use them as earrings. But I bought them for stitch markers. But yeah, don't they look so cute? As I said, only £1 each. So yeah, I had to have them. They were my first little purchase. And then my next non-yarny purchase was this gorgeous project bag by Tea Cake and Make. So these are her details. So that's the lovely Nicola from Tea Cake and Make. I'm actually seeing her this weekend actually, which I'll talk to you about in the upcoming plans and events. But yeah, Tea Cake and Make. And this is the project bag I bought. So I believe this is the medium size. I want to say this was only about £20, so quite a good price if you ask me for this size project bag. Yeah, it's lovely inside. Look how lovely and coordinated that is with the bees. And this is her logo on the inside. So yeah, nice sized project bag there. Oh, and you get a little bee keyring on there as well. That's a nice little touch. So yeah, I'm not sure what to put in this yet, but I may allocate this to a project that I haven't got a project bag for yet. Yeah, maybe my crochet blanket, because at the moment that's just living in an organza bag. So yeah, I could transfer it to this one, couldn't I? But anyway, yeah, that was a lovely medium-sized drawstring project bag from Tea Cake and Make. So now on to the yarn purchases. So this one here is by the Woolly Tangle. And I was actually looking at this on the Saturday because it was in the bargain bin. Now, her bargain bin was full to the brim with skeins of yarn, and they were all so lovely, and I just couldn't decide. So I was like, I'll come back tomorrow because I'm here tomorrow, and hopefully it's gone down to make the choices a bit easier. But yeah, this is only £13. And I just thought that was a really nice neutral grey base with, you know, your teals and purples in there, because teals and purples are my favourite colours, as well as pinks. But yeah, I just really liked the combination of these colours. But the yarn, so this is 100% Falkland, 100% Falklands Merino 4-ply yarn. It's on a high twist base, so you get 400 meters per 100 grams. So this is in the colourway Grey Mallard. I think this was in the bargain bin because this is a base that she's phasing out, although it's really nice. It does say 100% Falklands Merino, so it's like a wool. There's a slight rustic feel, but overall it's so soft. Yeah, it's fine, and I'm quite a sensitive person. I like my 100% merinos, but yeah, this is absolutely lovely. But yeah, bargain if you ask me at £13. So no plans with this purchase, but for those yarns that I don't have purchases for, they are stash enhancement. I know I keep saying it, but the more I have in my stash, the more colours that I have that I can pair together. This is a 4-ply, so this will go with my other 4-ply yarns, which is on the same shelf because, you know, I'm organised like that. But this will sit there and I can look through it to see what it goes with, basically. I mean, just looking at it now, this purple here is very similar to the purple I used in the yarn that I dyed up with the Lay Family Yarn Retreat. So yeah, I mean, that could pair really nicely with that. But it's just the case of putting it in your stash and seeing what else it goes with, really. But yeah, as I said, stash enhancement. And then the next yarn I purchased was from Moonlight Fibre. So I was really pleased to see Moonlight Fibre there because she didn't attend the East Anglian Yarn Festival. She was supposed to be there, but she had to pull out last minute. So I didn't actually get to see her yarn in real life. So I did on this particular weekend, and I chose these two skeins of yarn. So I'll talk about this one first. So this one was in the bargain bin, which I hadn't noticed on the Saturday. But yeah, look at those colours. Yeah, it's got like pinky purples this side, and then tealy greens this side. But this is in the colourway Ice Queen's Attire, and it's on a 4-ply base. So the composition is 85% merino and 15% nylon. So it's a little bit of different composition. So yeah, I just, as I said, love the colours, and I want to say this was it £15? I think it was £15, but yeah, bargain at the end of the day. And then this colourway here is called Stella Bloom. It's in a DK weight yarn. So I purchased this to maybe go in the colourwork for the Jennifer Steingass jumper that I've got on my list. Now, looking at it a little bit more closer, I don't think it's variegated enough for what I want. I did buy a skein of yarn at the East Anglian Yarn Festival from James Makes Yarn, so I might use that. I did purchase it with that in mind, but then I saw this and I was like, oh, I want a bit more of like neutral colours with, you know, neon pops of colour. But I don't know now. I don't think this will be variegated enough because you've got a lot of like neutral colours in there. I just think that'll maybe knit up quite light with the odd little speckle. But yeah, I'm not sure. But I did purchase this skein of yarn with that in mind. So I don't know whether that will be the colourwork for that jumper. We'll see. But yeah, these were both from Moonlight Fibre. And then next is this skein of yarn. How gorgeous is that? And you've guessed it, it's by Knotted by Nish. This is her card, and I love her logo. It's beautiful, isn't it? So this is light super chunky. So you get 100 meters per 100 grams, and it's 100% superwash merino. The colourway is called Love Stinks. But yeah, I just loved these. And I purchased this with a crochet headband in mind, because I have made crocheted headbands with this sort of wool before, and yeah, just it comes out really nice. So yeah, hopefully later on in the year I can get a tutorial out for that, because that is one of my patterns that I made up last year. And I made quite a few of them for the craft fairs that I did. But yeah, that is destined to be a headband. Yeah, how gorgeous is that? The next yarn I purchased was from Yarn Unique. So the lady that runs this business wasn't actually there, but Penny Stitchcraft was covering her stall for her. So yeah, she still had a little section of a stall that she could showcase some of her yarn, which was great because I made a purchase. So I picked up this colour. So yeah, look at those colours. It's like a really deep purple, like just lots of different purple colours running through there. Quite a moody colour, really. But anyway, let me talk you through the yarn. This is in the colourway Amethyst, and it's on the DK Silky Yak base, which is made up of 60% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 20% silk. So yeah, I'm working with this sort of base with the Geddy tee at the moment for the main colour of the body, and it's just so lovely to work with, honestly. I bought 2 skeins in the DK to maybe make like the smaller version of the Sophie shawl. I hope I've got enough meterage. I've got 212 meters per 100 grams. So yeah, we'll see, but that's what I purchased it for. If I don't have enough meterage, it will just be some sort of neckwear. That would look lovely as a 1 skein cowl. I have actually made a pattern up for using 1 skein of DK for a cowl. So yeah, who knows, but it'll definitely be neckwear, that is for sure. But yeah, this is ever so soft next to the skin, and as you probably know, my skin is quite sensitive, but yeah, I feel no itch at all with this one. Yes, lovely. The next yarn I purchased were these 2 skeins from Noodle Soup Yarns. So, oh my god, look at the sparkle. That's so gorgeous. Anyway, distracted by the sparkle. So Noodle Soup yarns are a Norfolk based yarn dyer, which I didn't even know until this weekend. So yeah, I absolutely love this colour. It's a really nice deep grey. Well, actually, hang on. No, the colourway is charcoal. And yeah, definitely. I just loved the moody like greys in there, and that it wasn't one solid colour. So yeah, this is on her shimmer sock base, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% stellina. So yeah, you get 425 meters per 100 grams. So it's a 4-ply yarn. So I got 2 skeins of this to make a t-shirt with, because how lovely would that be as a t-shirt? Gorgeous. So yeah, I love finding like local yarn dyers. It's just nice to support local businesses, isn't it? Just small businesses in general, really. But even better when they're local. But yeah, I'd really love them colours. So that leads on to the next purchase, which was from Debonair Yarns. So this is the colourway I got from Debonair Yarns. So yeah, aren't they gorgeous? So I'll show you one because they're both the same. So this is in the colourway Midnight Jade. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have this. But yeah, this is on their shimmer sock base, which is 75% merino, superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% stellina. So you get 400 meters per 100 grams. And yeah, I just love that. And I'm just a magpie, aren't I? I love the sparkles as well. And again, I purchased 2 skeins of this so I could make a t-shirt. But looking at this again, I did see that Noodle Soup Yarns had a colourway very similar. And because I'd purchased this already, when I went to her stand, I saw that and I was like, oh, that looks better. It looks better than this colourway. But obviously I'd already purchased this, so I didn't purchase the other colourway that Noodle Soup Yarns had. But yeah, either way, I'm still happy with my purchase. And when I do eventually knit up a t-shirt in this yarn, I will probably alternate the like skeins of yarn. So is it called helical knitting? Never tried it before, but yeah, I'll probably do that with this, only because you've got, you know, the lighter bits, and yeah, it might work out better if I change them. But yeah, really happy with these colours. And then my last yarny purchase was from Pixie Yarn. So this is her card, and that's Pixie Yarn. And I purchased 3 skeins of this yarn. So I will show you one of them because they're all the same. So this is a lovely moody colour, isn't it? It's in the colourway Odin, and it's on her fingering weight sock yarn, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. You get 425 meters per 100 grams. And yeah, this is such a nice moody like purple colour. It's, yeah, it looks better in real life than on camera. On camera it just looks really dull, but yeah, it just looks lovely in real life. So I got 3 skeins to make a long sleeved Tolster tee. I really enjoyed knitting on the Tolster tee, and I liked how easy and basic it was, like a basic staple in your wardrobe. And I just thought, I want a long sleeve version, so I got an extra skein to maybe make that. So yeah, happy with that. So that was all my purchases. So a little disclaimer, I do work hard for my money, and this is just what I choose to spend it on. So yeah, sorry, not sorry. So they were all my purchases. Now going on to any plans and events that's craft related. So the next event that I've got to attend is this Saturday, and that is the Blue Fern Yarns afternoon tea. And Tea Cake and Make are going to have a pop-up shop there. So I'll see Nicola once again this weekend. So she will be bringing along her project bags and I believe her sock knitting patterns as well, because at the Summer Wool Festival she had some of those on display. And then Blue Fern Yarns, which is Shannon, she will be displaying some of her yarn as well. So I'm going to try and be good this weekend and not make any purchases. Who am I? So first of all, I have pre-ordered a goodie bag, so I will be getting some sort of form of yarn. So I'll try not to buy any more because, you know, I've just shown you a lot and I've only got one pair of hands. And I have also recently bought a project bag from Nicola, so I will still have a look. Who knows, I might buy something. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to try and be good. And then next Tuesday, which is the 19th of August, we have a brand new yarn shop opening in Norwich. So it's not just any yarn shop, it is a yarn shop with a tea room in there as well. I know, right? Norwich has nothing like this. It's a proper niche market and something that I've been wanting for quite a while actually. Somewhere to go and buy yarn and then sit and knit and eat cake. What more could you want? So this business venture is actually by my stepmom Karen, and this is her business card. So this shop is called Yarn in a Teacup. How cute, right? So these are the details. It's just outside of Norwich, not too far, but that's the address right here. And they are also online. So it's an online yarn shop as well as a brick and mortar yarn shop. And yeah, I'm really excited for when it opens. As I said, it'll be next Tuesday, the 19th of August. And for the first so many customers to buy yarn, I believe you will be receiving a little gift, which is a nice little touch. So she is also on Instagram. So if you want to go check out the progress so far, currently she's been doing the decorating. The next part is building the furniture and filling it with yarn. That's going to be the most exciting part, I reckon. But yeah, check out the little logo. It's a cat with a yarn ball in a teacup. So a little bit more about this yarn shop. So Shannon from Blue Fern Yarns has dyed up an exclusive colourway for her. And also Craft House Magic, my friend Ellie, she's also done an exclusive colourway for the shop. So yeah, two lovely yarn dyers, local yarn dyers as well. They've both done an exclusive colourway and they are also selling some of their regular colours in the shop as well. So very exciting and I can't wait to visit. So that's what's happening this month. There are a few things happening next month, but I'll talk to you about that in the next podcast. So anyway, that comes to the end of my podcast. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. And if you have made it this far, leave me a comment down below with a cat emoji and a yarn ball and a teacup. And let me know down in the comments, what are you working on? What is the one WIP that you can't put down? So again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye!